guys, it's Jamie, and today's project is a stacked votive holder, and it's great for reclaimed clay. I'm using some sculpture raku here and some BT rose, and I'm wedging until I can get a ribbon showing through the clay. That's marbling effect is something I want to show in the rock. And then I'm going to flatten it out, cut it into like 2/3, and then of the remaining third, that into a third to get my top stone and my middle stone. You round them out and they look kind of like stakes here. So the next thing I have to figure out is the placement of the holes. So you're gonna have them off to the side for the little middle and the bottom one, but for the top one it can be in the middle. And then once you've done that, figured out where they're gonna be, you have to figure out the size. So there's different votive sizes. You're going to measure and then do the multiplication that you need to find out what the shrinkage is. So for this clay, it's 12%. I'm gonna use a shrinkage ruler to figure out how big it is. I'm just gonna put that against my cutters to see which is the right one. So I'm using a wire cutter now on some dowels. I'm going to just open it up. These are 3/8 of an inch dowels. And now I'm going to cut the hole. So there's a clay harp that you can use, and there's also a cake slicer. So I'm going to show that here in a minute. But it's great to have these extra dowels on hand. As you do this, sometimes the hole gets distorted. Here comes the cake cutter. So the holes that I cut out here, I'm going to show you a different way of making the impression. So instead of cutting it, you could just take the dowel and stab it into the clay. And that's what I'm doing here. But it got really big, and then I had to put plastic over it and put the cutter back in and smush it back into size. So it's not my favorite way of doing it, and it's not as deep. So now you're going to stick these all outside until they're leather hard. So I'm back and these are leather hard, and now I get to do the fun part of shaving it all away with a rasp. So I just want to make sure that I get it kind of rounded and smoothed over the whole edges. And this can be a really fun part. So green scrubby is a must, and then following it up with ribs, first a hard rib and then a soft rib. And you could spend a lot of time just smoothing it out, but it's really meditative to do this. It's fun. Now I'm going to stack, and I'm going to slip and score. And before I do that, I want to put some additional holes into the rock because this is thick clay. So I'm going to puncture a bunch of holes. And then on the middle one, I'm going to first figure out where I'm going to score. And then I'm going to go put the holes in kind of off to the side a little bit rather than straight through. And making up a little bit of slip there with the shavings and starting the stacking. So this is a really fun project, and it's easy to do and nice to do with your reclaim. So I hope you give it a shot and try it out.